Hello guys, hello boys and girls, welcome to another stream here, and today we are doing some C++. I am just waiting for the... Hello guys, hello boys and girls. There you go, I can hear myself on YouTube. And, very good evening to everyone who's here. I mean, there's quite literally no one watching me, but yeah, welcome anyway, in the future. Right, what are we doing today? So today, I decided to do a C++ stream. So I really got bored of doing Golang for the past week, and if I'm honest, I was actually stuck on something on Golang, so I need some more time to think about it and some more time to learn how to use Lua in Golang because that was the problem. So I'm gonna save that one. Hello Anton, how's it going, dude? It's good to see you here. So I need some more time for Golang. In the meantime, we're doing some C++ this week, and I thought let's learn something cool, something that I haven't actually had the chance to play with that much still, and that is fuzzing, right? So there is for those who don't know, fuzzing is just a kind of like a new, it's not really a new thing, but it's like a new way of testing software, right? So, people do unit tests, people do system tests, and there's also other tests like fuzzing test, which is basically testing your software on random input data, essentially random bytes, right? And you find whether or not your software crashes, which inherently finds bugs and vulnerabilities based on that iteration. I'm doing good, bro. How are you? I am doing very, very good as well, man. I am actually a little bit more in the mood today to do some coding. And yeah, I mean, in the last few couple streams, I was really tired, and I realized that I need to stop doing that, where I just like stream for the sake of streaming, and instead I'm gonna like try and plan things going forwards. So next week I might actually try and plan the streams like a day or two in advance and plan the content a little bit so I know what I'm doing at the very least. And also to tell people when I'm going to be online. But yeah, I mean, the last few streams have been really, really bad. So hopefully today is not going to be the same. And yeah, I mean, the project that I will be running the fuzzer on will be my own project called base64pp, and this is just a very basic C++ implementation of base64 encoding, right? So, for those who want to learn how that works as well, you feel free to check it out. The link is in the description of the video. And if we actually take a look at the tests directory here, we can see that we have a bunch of, base64 tests, like all of these tests right here. So it would be nice to have like a fuzzer running with this test as well, right? So essentially, if you can figure out here, so my API is just a decode and an encode function. You pass in the bytes that you want to encode, and it'll give you the string, and you pass in the string that you want to decode, and it will return you the bytes, right? That's basically it. So let's see if we can do that. First of all, there is definitely Libfuzzer, which is a LLVM tool, and it's quite old now. I think it's very, very old actually, and it's this tool by LLVM, so the people who make Clang, that allows you to do fuzz testing in C++, right? And the way you do that is by writing a fuzz target. And a fuzz target is essentially like a function that takes in random data and the size of the data, and you do whatever you want to do with that data. So for example, if you're creating a structure, you would have to somehow, cast that data into the structure that you want. So maybe you create each kind of attribute of the struct that you have with a portion of the data that you have here, and then you pass into your function, to your test, and it will essentially be random input data, right? So that's how you do Libfuzzer. Now there is a more interesting one by Google as well, which I think is called Fuzz Tests. Yeah, there you go. So Google Fuzz Test is the actual library that I want to try in this stream. I have used Libfuzzer in the past, and it works very well for when you have like programs that take random input data. So like you have a JSON file input or something like that, you can turn the random data into the JSON file, and so on and so forth. But as far as I understand, Google's fuzzing API here is a little bit more structured, so you don't have to do whatever you want to do with the random input bytes. You can just say like I want exactly an integer, and he'll give you like a random integer, whatever, and then you can pass that to your test. So this is what I'm actually going to try now. And if I open that project, I haven't actually opened this base64 project in a while, if I'm honest with you guys. This has been basically abandoned, so if anyone is interested in picking up some free open source software and contributing to it, it's this is the one. You can make it better. But yeah, I mean, let's see what awaits for us in there, shall we? We already made, so let's pull. So by the way, has anyone who's watching this now, I think we have 3 viewers at the moment. Any of you guys have done fuzz testing in the past? Do you guys even know what fuzz testing is? Yeah, let me know. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on fuzz testing. I want to see if I can get like a better description for you guys as well. Let's see what Wikipedia says about it. In programming and software development, fuzzing or fuzz testing is an automated software testing technique that involves providing invalid, unexpected, or random data as inputs to a computer program. The program is then monitored for exceptions such as crashes, falling built-in code assertions, or potential memory leaks. Typical fuzzers are used to test programs that take structured input. This structure is specified, for example, in a file format or protocol, and distinguishes valid from invalid input. So it's essentially it's essentially what I said. It's just random data that you get into your program. Your program somehow interprets that data, passes it in as an input, and you see when it breaks. That's what fuzz testing is. So I hope you guys have some sort of idea of what it is, at least, right? Let's open this. Hello, Be Better. How is it going, dude? Third time I'm seeing you here on stream. So yeah, welcome to the stream, man. If you guys can like the video as well, that would help me out quite a lot. And yeah, feel free to ask any questions as always. Feel free to ask me anything. I'm here to chat with you guys a little bit, right? So the plan. Let's make the plan. So the plan is to extend the unit tests, so we have some sort of fuzzing going on in here as well, right? That's what we want to do. Maybe. When are you planning to do Golang stream? Dude, so I did a Golang stream last week. I did 2 of them actually last week. And they were absolutely trash. I didn't manage to get anything done. So about Urchin. Yeah, so exactly. Yeah. So I did 2 streams last week. So if you're interested in seeing those, go for it. They aren't particularly good streams, I would say. They are actually quite boring ones because I didn't manage to get anything done. And I actually got stuck. But I will, yeah, I'm trying to do more Golang streams now because, believe it or not, I'm actually trying to finish or get Urchin to a state where we can actually use it on a website, right? And I'll be teaching you guys how to deploy software to, you know, AWS, Azure, GCP, wherever it is that you want to deploy it to. So that's the plan for Urchin, but it will still take us like a while. And given that I'm actually on holiday or away, I'm away of the country for 3 weeks, starting next week on Friday. It will probably take us like maybe until the end of the year to get to a good state. But yeah, this is a C++ stream, and I hope you still like it though. Yeah, so let's create a new one here. Let's create a new test, right? So basics for the fuzz tests, right? We're gonna delete all of these things, all of them, even the main ones. I'm gonna change the CMake slightly here because we want that, and then gtest, gtest, gtest. We want both of them like this, right? Obviously I need to create a new test as well. A new test target, which will be my CVP fuzz tests. Let's change that. So base 64 pp. And that should be it as well. I mean, we're just going to copy this. Forgot about this one. Did we not copy that? Command base 64. Wait. What was going on here? So the test name. Okay, yeah. Base 64 pp fuzz tests. This is the one. That's what we have here. So that just had to match. Oh, I'm interested in watching your Go streams and solve problems parallel with you. Oh, thank you, dude. That means a lot. You kind of want to hold my hand as I solve the problems, and I do appreciate that. And I wish I had that in real life. I wish I had someone, you know, just sitting next to me and holding my shoulders when I'm going through a really tough problem in Golang, and then just like pressing my hair and telling me what the solution is. But I do appreciate the thought there, my man. I appreciate it. Thank you. I realized that there you go, this is working now. So I've got, I don't even know what this is called. There you go. So, okay, so let's see if we can select a configure preset in this case, and then let's do a, let's say we're gonna build in Clang debug, right? Yeah, why not? And please don't fail on me. What is going on? E-access permission denied, make, what? Build, make API, version 1. Okay, yeah, we can delete the directory, I guess, right? What? Permission denied on all of my build stuff. There you go. That should be better now. And what about Spotify music that you had in your streams, dude? So I actually stopped doing it, man. First of all, because you guys can hear me better if there's no music. And second of all, because I don't get any money. So I always get a copyright strike if there's music running on the background. It doesn't even matter if it's like copyright-free music, because, you know, it might be copyright-free the moment you play it, but then once you wait like a month or 2 months later, the artist is going to copyright the video anyway, because yeah, the copyright does change for those changes. Copyright statuses for music does change. It's not something that's always good, you know. Once your music is copyright free, it's always going to be copyright free now. I found that out the hard way. So that is, you know, in short, the reason why myself and many streamers that you probably watch online as well do not do Spotify music on the background, just because they get less revenue. That's all. Right, so CMake. What is going on? Gmock main not found in package. Gmock main is a system library. Declare it with C++. Okay. What is the issue here? We do have Conan. And we have gtest, for sure. Gmock main not found. If gmock main is a system library, we do that. I think this might just be a Conan reinstall, right? So yeah, which brings me to the next point. So we actually have to bring in the Google Fuzzer library in here. And the way we're doing things now is through Conan, right? Or maybe not. There is a Conan file in here somewhere, right? Maybe not. Maybe there isn't. Do I have fetch content in here? No, I don't. Oh, there you go. Conanfile.txt. So we do have to get the fuzzer target from Conan Center or Conan.io. Let's just search for fuzz and see what happens. Rapid fuzz, Google fuzz. What is it called again? Fuzz test. Oh, fuzz test is not on Google, on Conan. Now that is interesting. Ah, I see. Yeah, it's a problem. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could play music because I do think it makes the stream more interesting, but unfortunately, YouTube is, you know, it's not friendly when you play music. Right. So, what do we do? What do we do? How do I use it? Quick start with Bazel. Quick start with CMake. I think it's just going to be a fetch content, right? I'm pretty sure. Create CMake lists. Include Google test. Link fuzz test. If you have other dependencies like fuzz test, link them in here. Wait, what? There is no fetch content call in here. Oh, what? Fuzz test CMake already handles its dependencies on its own. We highly recommend using Google test as well. So overall, wait, let's just read it from the start, shall we? Because I think this is going to be interesting. The library can work in several modes. Unit test mode, first test to build with coverage instrumentation and run with random inputs for short period of time along with regular tests. That's fine. Fuzzy mode controlled by fuzz test running. Fuzzy mode on. Compatibility mode controlled by fuzz testing. Compatibility mode equals Libfuzzer. Like fuzzy mode, where an experimental engine is used instead of fuzz tests built in engine. Currently, Libfuzzer is supported. Okay. But I'm interested in knowing the integration between fuzz, Libfuzzer, or whatever this is, fuzz test, and CMake. Because I thought it was just going to be a fetch content call. But maybe not. We provide a default CMake option for unit test mode. Okay. To run in fuzz test mode, you need to make sure all targets are compiled in a special way. So F sanitize coverage inline 8-bit counters. Okay, so it seems like we need to add a few flags to our build if we want to make it work. Prerequisites. To use fast test, you will need a Linux-based operating system. We do. Clang, GCC is not yet supported. Unit test mode should work, but is not yet tested. CMake, okay. So first create a directory where your project will reside. Oh, please, Bitdefender, stop trying to plug yourself on my stream. Project first was test CMake. Add subdirectory. So you add it as a subdirectory. That's what they're recommending it here. So you add fast test as a subdirectory. Which is weird. Usually they would provide a library where you can do that. But let's take a look at why did they do that. So CMake lists. I am just wondering if I can just do a fetch content on this anyway. First test, build testing, first test. I guess the main target is this one here, right? First testing. Or first test. Let's see what's in there. Is there an add? First test CC library. Okay, I can kind of see how it kind of works. I am just like very worried about why they are adding it as a subdirectory of a project instead of just including it as a library. Because usually that's what you make. That's what you do in CMake. But I guess, yeah, I guess we're just gonna do a fetch content. We can't be bothered. I can possibly create a Conan file or a recipe for this as well and put it on the Conan Center, but that's not going to be in today's stream. That's maybe, you know, for those who are interested in learning how to do that, let me know in the chat if you know what Conan is, and if you are interested in seeing me create a Conan recipe for a library such as Fuzz Test in the future, let me know. That might be a stream. So what we're going to do is we're going to just add it as a fetch content project and hope that it works, right? So first of all, let's create a new branch for it. So first, testing support, git push u origin first testing support. Yeah, port. There you go. We got that running. Now, if we go to the main CMake lists, this one here, let's see where we can add this. So it will be in testing, right? It will definitely be in testing, and it will definitely be here. So this is where all our first testing related is going to go. Now, what we do have to do is we have to include CMake. Is it fetch content? Fetch content. There you go. Ooh, that brought in some included already. So we need to do a fetch content. Jesus Christ, fetch content declare here, and this has to be fuzz. Is it fuzz test? Yeah, fuzz test. And we have the URL. This is where we have to get the, I guess, where we get the tag that we want, or Git repository, I guess. Let's go for a tag. Is there a tag? There is no tags yet. CI, okay. Let's just go for the latest char here, right? That's what we're going to do. And get shallow on. That's what we're going to do. And then we do have to do a fetch content make available call to FUZZ test as well. So hopefully that will bring us the FUZZ testing library. So shall we just see this? Let's try and reconfigure and see what happens. What I'm expecting is that I am going to have a underscore deps thing, an underscore deps directory in my build directory, but that didn't work. So what didn't work? Operation not permitted. What is not permitted? Generate export header. I am now confused. Library gmock not found. Gmock is it? Wait, what? Why is it trying to find gmock though? I'm gonna have to Google this one. Matt, any recommendations on what language to learn? Rust or C++ and why? Job salaries, etc. So if you're looking for jobs, my man, I'm gonna be honest. Rust doesn't have as many jobs as C++. Now, if you're looking for a cool language that you might actually enjoy working with, then Rust is the one. Rust will give you a better time, to be honest. But I recommend learning C++ anytime anyway, just because, if you learn C++ well, if you learn C well for that matter, which is even lower, and if you learn assembly well, which is even lower than C, then you are teaching yourself how the internals of a computer work, right? And that is very, very good knowledge that you must have in today's world. So that's what differentiates you from being a good developer to a bad developer. So when you're programming in your very high level language and you're doing a file fetch or a file read or something like that, you know what that looks like in, to the processor, and you know what kind of operations the OS is doing. And it, in my opinion, knowing the internals of both, an OS and the hardware kind of help you with programming logic in general, so you can kind of understand what's going on and what's going wrong sometimes. But that's just me, Obviously, you don't have to learn these languages. You can just go straight to Rust, or you can go straight to TypeScript, which are very, very much sort of higher level languages, and you still get a job. So if you're just doing it for the job, I would say learn what you feel like you're gonna be working with first. But if you want to get the proper knowledge, then yeah, learn some of the lower level languages as well, because it does help. That's my opinion. I've said that in the channel a few times before. And yeah, some people disagree with me, some people agree. So I've always learned like that anyway. Thanks, no worries, dude. I need to see make have a problem. So. Yeah, I don't understand why he's trying to find gmock. Don't understand at all. Conan, found gtest, found gmock. Wait, what is it trying to find? Gmock main. Declared. Okay, yeah, that's why. Because I've got a typo here. So it's gtest in this case, and then gtest. Right, let's try that again. Rebuild. Still doesn't work, does it? Test CMake list line 3. So is this one here? This is components gtest main. Oh, no, yeah, we don't want that. We just want this. Let's try that again. Why did it fail? Line 3. Again, it failed on gtest there. But my Conan does have things, right? We do have the bug, and we are building the bug now as well, right? Yes, we are. Jesus Christ. Right. So we do have gtest here with Conan. So is gmock? Gmock is not there. Gmock is here in a few times, actually. So we should be able to find it. I do wonder if I just have to reinstall things. So I probably should install all the release and all the debug libraries. Okay, let's try again. So we're going to reload the window and reconfigure. We're going to reconfigure. Say that again. Maybe it works the second time around. And also, let's just remove all of that. Come on, bro. What's CMake doing here? What is CMake doing? Anyway, so have you guys got any plans for the week? What are you all up to? You coding a lot? I will say that based on the usage here for the wait, what didn't work now? What didn't work? CMake error at this operation not permitted. Generate export header. What? Let's try that again, because I have no idea what that error even is. What? So configure file, operation not permitted. Do export, whatever. So this is the CMake line 13. That's what we are. So for some reason, generate export header is not working. But why? It won't tell me why. If I just remove that for now, will it work? I'm going to take a look at why that's not working later, but it's concerning that this was working before and now it's not. Is that what's going on in pipeline as well? Because I've noticed that my pipeline suddenly started failing. And I have no idea why, so running all tests. No, that's something else. Okay, so base64 tests linked to gtest main, but target was not found. Yeah, so gtest main. So this is the one that we need to kind of change here. Save and then reconfigure. And in the meantime, I'm going to search for the error. So CMake export. That is the error I'm getting. Why am I not able to include CMake? I'm going to say that the header is probably changed in location or something. There you go. You know, let me summarize what we've done so far. So basically, we've just included FUZZ test here with CMake, with fetch content declare. And if you do this, you should see that you will end up, hopefully, with an interesting directory in your build directory, right? So underscore depth. And this has all of the dependencies for FUZZ test. And what this does is, I've explained it thousands of times here on the channel, but this essentially, or CMake here essentially, grabs the Git repository, downloads it into this directory here, and includes it as part of your project. So it's essentially like a dependency of your project, right? It's not as powerful as Conan, it's not as powerful as VC package or CPM, but it's good enough anyway. So yeah. But yeah, we've got that there. So what I expect to be able to do now is to follow their example, because we do actually have access to FUZZ test, right? So let's take a look at their examples and see how we can do something, right? Let's see how we can start fuzzing straight away. So there was a CMake example here somewhere. I'm going to probably follow that. Quick start CMake. Now we have to add these flags here for sure. So let's probably do that right now before we forget. BG fuzzing. Make sure all targets are compiled in a special way. We undefine debug. We undefine end debug. Right. I'm gonna leave it out for now. I'm gonna see what happens if we don't like define these things. Hello Cubics. Hello dude. Cubics is. Welcome to the stream, man. Please don't say hello all the time. I'm gonna have to ban you. I'm holding it. I'm holding it. Right, I'm probably gonna be one of those that just says just keeps like spamming all the time. I'm glad not, dude. I like your company here. I like not having to ban people. We had a subdirectory there, and then this is the interesting thing. So the executable links against Libfuzzer test. If you have other dependencies than fuzz test, then yeah. Then we have to do this as well, I guess, right? Include C-test. We do want to include G-test in here as well, right? Google test. Is it G-test discover tests? Yeah. This line here makes it so my tests in C++ are available on the UI here for VS Code. So it integrates with the VS Code's CMake integration. That's the line that I want there. And then I also want the other line down here somewhere, I think. And there was another one. Now the other one was this one here. So link first test. I do wonder if I have access to this one. So link first test to base64 pp first test. And let's see if it works. And if it does, that means we have access to the headers, I guess, right? I do wonder what this function does. Shall we take a look at it? So what else is it doing apart from just doing a target link libraries? Because I would guess that it's doing a lot more than that. Knowing Google libraries, yeah, I can see how complicated it probably is, right? So first test, right? So we open a new tab here with the Google stuff, and then we just search for that. Whoa there, you have exceeded a secondary rate limit. I'm getting rate limited by GitHub. Interesting. Okay, that did work as well. So link first test did work, which is cool. But I still want to know what the hell it does. Wait, in repo. Why am I not getting the files? I don't want issues. I want code. There you go. Oh, I have to sign into... Yeah, I'm not signing in just to search for that code base. That is stupid. Anyway. So we should have access to, first of all, this header, and then... Wait, let's just build it. I want to build it because... Why are there 600 targets? Jesus. It went from 20 targets to compiling 600 targets when you include the fuzzer. How terrible is that? How bad is that? Oh yeah, it's because it's bringing a bunch of abcl dependencies as well. But damn, 600. 600, that is crazy. So just for a comparison, before I added this library, I was compiling how many targets? So if we take a look at the Ubuntu debug build, let's just take a look at that, right? Starting colon dependencies, compile code and tests, right? So we were doing, we're doing 4 targets. So this literally added like 615 targets. Jesus Christ. Talk about bloating your project. Completed C++ basics. What do you do next? Go work with graphics, man. If you want to become a master at C++, get learning OpenGL and Vulkan. And create your own rendering engine. Spend 3 years of your life just not getting paid or doing anything else, just to finish that engine. And then you feel amazing. You feel like Jesus Christ, basically. That's what I recommend. You know, complete your engine and you'll be feeling like this guy here. Let me show you a picture of it. Learn C++ basics, complete a Vulkan course, and you will look exactly like this guy. Wait, I can't. Don't tell me I can't get the picture. There you go. This one. That'll be you after you finish your own custom written engine with Vulkan in C++. I mean, this article sounds interesting though. Elon Musk pushes false conspiracies about voting machines during swing state town hall. Yeah, we all love a good conspiracy theory, don't we? We all do. I just bet because I mentioned Elon Musk on the stream, I'm gonna get like 10 more followers now. But anyway, if you guys are watching this, there you go. I just randomly got 2 new people watching this just because Elon Musk was mentioned. Incredible. We're getting there, boys. We're getting there. We are getting there. And there's errors. There are freaking errors. What? Suppress forwarding is a private member. It doesn't build. The Google FUZZ doesn't build. What do we do? What do we do now? If Google Test has def tests, we end if there. And there's no, yeah, this is just running anyway. This is just being compiled anyway. Hello, Muslight, how's it going, dude? There you go, guys. So, unsurprisingly, another Google library fails to compile, which is good. So it's the Google Test adapter that fails to compile this time. I mean, I could patch this. Should we patch this? Yeah, this is the thing you do, right? So, first of all, where has this been included? Good one. Feel better when I see you streaming. Thank you, dude. And I feel better when I stream. Sometimes, right? Not all the time. Like last stream, I was not feeling better when I streamed. I wish I didn't. Some days I just want to like do nothing, but I am forced by the YouTube algorithm to do it. Otherwise, my channel quite literally dies in a week. Yeah, I go from like having 700 views a day to 300 if I don't post anything for a week. By the way, this is for real how the algorithm works right now for me. But yeah. Right, so I think we might have to patch this. So this is... This is interesting though. Why doesn't this build? How is Google like not maintaining this properly? I think creating YouTube vids might be a better for algorithm. Yeah, so I'm trying to create some videos as well. I've got like a few videos. Well, I've got one video fully recorded and edited. I'm waiting for me to go away for a few weeks, like next week, so I can, you know, post things every week. And I've got like 2 or 3 more coming up as well for CI/CD stuff. I'm gonna leave them with my editor. So, right. So what is the issue here, though? This is actually Google Test. Let's see if someone like fixed this. Yeah, no idea why this is failing for me. Because this is actually in Google Test, right? So Unix, debs FUZZ test internal. No, this is in FUZZ test. Process crash procedure. Expect exit disables the event forwarding if needs processing. And if. But take a look at this, right? This is always false. What is this? Ah. Wait, no. I could patch this. Right? I could 100% patch this. Is this the only error, though? That's the problem. If it's the only error, then I can definitely patch this. What is it? Variable has incomplete type void. Test.make. So we need to patch these two things, basically. Yeah. For instance, you can make the content like every package manager and CMake, etc. for entertainment. Those concepts are hard to find. Yeah, they are, dude. Education purposes, not entertainment, my brain. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're watching like how C++ package managers work for entertainment, then I don't know how to tell you, my man. You are sick in here. But I get you, yeah. Yeah, surprisingly, those are the videos that give me like the most views as well over the year. Which is, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, let's patch this guy. So we are going to have to patch this, unfortunately. Could this error happen because of missing build options from Kickstart guide? Good question. Fuzzy mode unsafe for production and debug. Maybe these ones, yeah. Maybe these ones. Let's try. Yeah, let me try that again, actually. Before I patch it, let's try that. So whenever we include that, and for the sake of just getting things to work, let's do an add compile definitions here. And we're just going to put that. I mean, this is not going to work in Windows, but we're gonna see it anyway. This wouldn't work on Windows anyway because FUZZ isn't supported by Windows from the looks of it in that page. We also need to delete that stuff. I'm deleting the cache for the dependencies so we can re-download them, hopefully. Which is probably what's taking so long, if I'm honest. Like, it's downloading all the source code. Beautiful morning. Mr. Incognito. Hello, dude. I'm seeing you here every stream, man. I'm enjoying this. So make sure you drop your like again. That helps me out quite a lot. Yeah, so building without demo, use the with demo true. Okay, so let's try and build it again and see what happens. Now, the only problem is that this is quite a big build, if I'm honest with you guys. And it's just amazing that Google FUZZ is not a thing here in here. Yeah, Conan would really benefit from this. Google Cloud is there. Abseal is there, which is the libraries that FuzzTest depends on. But yeah, maybe we can let's raise that right now, right? Let's raise it. Oh no, we need to log in to raise an issue on Conan. Yeah, we'll do it later. Yeah, I mean, we're building, boys, so like if you want to ask me anything, if you want to talk to me, put me through this. Okay, these are warnings, we're fine with that. Hello, GTX, how's it going, man? So I was just thinking, am I going to see GTX this stream? Usually you're the first one to join. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is, while this is happening, we're going to, first of all, bring Elon Musk here, and raise an issue on Conan. Had to help my sister again. No bother. Nice, yeah. Good that you help your sister, man. You mean like helping with coding or helping with something else? Already killed. I already like my phone is low on charge. Won't be here for long. No worries, man. I appreciate the like as soon as you get here. So that's what makes my day. What's the issue? So the issue is we included a library for fuzzing by Google called FUZZ whatever, FUZZ test, but it wasn't building. And then I was gonna do a patch, but then Anton very helpfully said that it could be one of the build flags. And it can, yeah. It might be quite right because I think it's going further. No, it's not going further. It's still there. So we're still going to have to patch this. But while this was building, I was also going to do something else, right? So I was going to just see if anyone has asked for fuzz in here. There you go, fuzz test, library request. So someone has already looking at this. I'm looking into this. Seems doable, but likely requires some updates to some other packages first. Recipe has a way to go, but I opened... Oh, this guy's already done it. Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe we can pick this up in the future. A bunch of stuff is failing, though. So we still have the opportunity to go ahead and work on this. What has he actually got here? So he's got Conan data with the CI version. He has a very hefty Conan file, to be sure. Is there any jobs for junior, middle level C developers? Yeah, I'm sure there is. I mean, those, you know, C jobs are quite hard to come by. Well, they're not hard to come by, but they're quite niche. And because it's quite niche, I'm going to say that's probably still easier to get than a like mainstream JavaScript job. But yeah, the only problem is that, you know, if you're working in a project written in C, that means it's probably a bit more difficult than your your average project, which means that the company might only hire like more experienced people. So that might mean that you essentially get less junior jobs. I don't know. Coming blocked again. My sister was what the hell? Dude, that is wild. That is wild. I'm not gonna repeat it here to, well, stream reasons, I guess. So, you know, YouTube is gonna block me if I say certain words. But that's wild, man. Is that true? Oh, you're joking, right? You're joking. You're joking. Sounds like Brazil. Sounds like back home. Sounds like your sister was getting robbed or something. What does this do? CI YAML. Manually derived from this. Any target suffixes with this. What is this? Package info. Dependencies. Oh, I didn't know that you can do this in CMake. Oh, sorry, in Conan. Tell her to pick SIM card instead. I don't mean lit. Okay, fair, fair. An Ethernet cable. I've not seen one of those in years. I live in a very like small apartment, so my Wi-Fi is pretty good for what it is. I've got a Wi-Fi 6. I need to buy a Wi-Fi 7 router actually, but I tend to get like 700 megabytes. I don't even know now. What is my speed test? It used to be fairly high. It's actually quite slow today. You see, usually it goes up to like 500, 600. So I guess everyone's using their internet now on my block here. So, but anyway, Ethernet doesn't really help me that much. Only if I want to get a gigabit connection. Oh, this is cool though. This guy has really started to pave the work at least. Maybe I can come and help this out. Depends on this and this. Remove old versions. RE2. Cool. Yeah. Bye-bye, Mr. Incognito. Thank you for joining, dude. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to have to do a patch here. So to do that patch, we're going to have to, first of all, get clone this. And then we can patch the particular thing. Oh. Right, so we have the patch in here. What we want to do, interestingly here, is we want to make sure that this compiles, right? The easiest way to do that right now is to possibly remove this. Possibly remove this branch, right? So how does this branch ever, why does it ever happen? So this branch happens when this is defined and the return type of this is true. So we can simply define it to be false in here, I guess. So gtest has def test. Maybe we don't even need to patch it. Maybe we just pass it in, right? So maybe we just do another definition in here. Add compile definitions, add compile options. Yeah, there you go. This is what we're going to do, right? So undefined, I guess. What is the clang flag for undefined? Is U, right? D and U options. Yeah, there you go. So really what we want to do is U in this case. I think I'm going to be evil and install Ubuntu in it. I mean, that might do her a favor. She'll have to like learn how to properly be a sysadmin. She might, even overcome your knowledge if you do that. No, interestingly, my sister had a very old laptop that couldn't run Windows at all when she was in school. And I did install Ubuntu, and she was fine with it. You'd be surprised how much people are fine with Ubuntu or Linux in general over Windows or a Mac. When people are just using the browser to do things like read emails, watch YouTube, Linux is just as fine, to be honest. I'm going to configure this a few times because I don't believe it configured properly last time. Yeah, so I'm actually kind of really thinking about switching from Windows to a pure Linux setup, to be honest. The only thing that's stopping me right now is, my big old machine. I need a new graphics card to be able to, do things properly on Linux. So I'm probably moving away from my current editing suite, which is, Adobe based, Photoshop and DaVinci. Photoshop and Premiere Pro. Onto DaVinci Resolve and Affinity. And I know that DaVinci Resolve kind of, it doesn't work quite well on my graphics card because I tried it the other day and it was hiccuping. But yeah, I had a consultation with my professor today. He said that my thesis is about 5 equivalent theses on the same level. Yeah, dude, you're doing a big one. Doing a big one. Is a master project. Is a master's project, right? Or is it PhD? Which one is it? See, here in the UK, we call thesis the thing you do a PhD. So you have a thesis at PhD where you work on something for like 4 years and you defend your thesis at the end of it. I had to take an L. Yeah, I mean, if he's saying it's too complicated, I'll listen to him and try and simplify it a little bit because he's going to mark you down for it. He's telling you nicely that he's going to mark you down for it if it's too complicated. Undergrad. Yeah, so, undergrad, we call it dissertation here in the UK, so I get confused sometimes. It has a different name. So I had a dissertation, for example, in my 3rd year, and I had a dissertation as well on my 4th year in my master's degree. So I did 2 of them, both in machine learning. And now, well, I started working with machine learning again, but up until now, I hadn't even like practiced it on the workplace. Please don't fail on me again. He told me that just to keep it short because my opponent will be mad if it's over 40 pages. Yeah. Yeah, you got to think about the person reading it. If I'm a PhD student marking your thesis and I see a 50-page document, I'm not going to read it properly and I'm not going to understand what you're doing, man. So just try and simplify it. That's my tip for you. Because you want to get good grades, right? I know you want to do a good project as well, but you want to get good grades more than you want your project to be, perfect. So you got to balance things. Yeah, so that didn't fix it. So this one did not work. If needs sub-processing, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to patch this in. So what? Copy relative path, all right? So what we want to do is vim this stuff. No, we don't. We want to vim this stuff. We want to go to line 41 and change this a little bit to just be make, I guess, because this is void. That's one of the errors. It's amazing to see that Google doesn't have, W error and W all enabled at the very least. It's incredible. And then we want to disable this whole thing, right? Which starts in here and ends here. Oh, right. I'm just going to hope that this doesn't post test failure. Please see actual message below for the crash report. Expect exit. Dev test is not supported. What is dev test? What is dev test? Yeah, I'm just going to remove this branch and hope for the best and see what happens. Line 47 to around... Where is it? Where are we? Line 58 to around... I'm just going to put it false here, I guess. That could work. Or we just remove this entirely. B process crash running. Yeah, we'll just remove this line. It does nothing, I guess. Which is around line 62. Yeah, we can just kind of do that. It's just a void lambda now, but oh well. I don't really care. And what we do now is we do a git diff and then send it to the post test dot patch, right? And then we can copy in here. So terminal test results. So terminal. Yeah, why not? I also want to be very performant. Maybe make a small library for it in the end. Yeah, I mean, you can do all those things after you release or after someone's marked your dissertation project. You can always release it after. The university doesn't own the code. I mean, it might do actually, depending on what you signed. But there's nothing stopping you from like releasing the code later on GitHub and making it amazing. So yeah. Right, so we're gonna move from development to post test dot patch in here. Okay, we got that patch file, so that means that we can actually call. We can actually patch this with fetch content. I just need to look at the patch tool for it because I can't remember. First of all, do I have patch? I have patch, yeah. Patch. It is just patch command, right? Patch content, patch command, git apply. Yeah, I guess this could work as well. Why not? Current source directory. This is cmake current lists list here. And then we have first test.patch. Copy relative path, right? So line 62. Oh, that was not the one. Google test adapter was the one. Yeah, okay. So the patch was applied. Can we build again? Let's do a clean rebuild. I also asked something about matrices in Armadillo. I don't know how much you used it before in Discord. I haven't used it at all, my man. I have used it, very, very briefly about 5 years ago for a personal project, but I am probably not the person to get, very good advice for Armadillo. You're better off just like looking at their examples and looking at, what forums and stuff. I just knew that it was nicer than working with OpenBlast directly. That's why I suggested it. Okay. I just want to write one test and that's it. Come on, boys. I know we will build now because we've patched it out. So at least it will get past this. But then it might kind of fail on this. I don't know. We will see. Right. Yeah, so I'm actually gonna be. I've said it a few times now, but for those watching that haven't figured yet, I'm gonna be away next week on Friday. I'm gonna go away of the country. I'm gonna go to Brazil, and then hopefully I'll still be posting like once a week, and as well as some shorts and stuff, because I'll still get to work on them in the mornings. No, undeclared identifier test. What? So test is supposed to be from up here. What is test.make? Auto. It returns a unique pointer to a FUZZ test. So it is making me think that I patched one thing too much. So let's change that. I need to have vertices stored somehow, and I also need to multiply them by a rotation matrix to rotate them. So I just store them in a matrix instead of in a vector. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing batch rotation, then that's the way to do it anyway. You need to put them all into a matrix, and then multiply the matrix by the rotation matrix. That way I can just do that operation with one copy, and it's always a single function call for Armadillo. It sounds about right, yeah. It sounds reasonable to me. Sounds reasonable to me. Yeah, I have patched one thing too many. So I have removed the auto test thing in here. Git diff there, and then we can do a move again in here. We can do a reconfigure. Something failed. What failed? Patch does not apply. Oh yeah, it's because it's already applied. So an easy way to do this is just delete the stuff permanently and do a reconfigure. Then the patch will definitely be applied if it's not there. I need to find really cool ideas for the next week's stream, to be honest. So I've got another stream maybe this weekend, and then 2 streams next week, which I will try my hard to kind of do before Friday. So I need to get some good streaming before my trip. Okay, so with build. And we just wait again. Just wait to see what's going to fail this time. Which is annoying, I know. Very annoying indeed. But it gives me the chance to talk to you guys to see what the hell is really going on. Maybe we can even take a look at some news and make some reaction content, shall we? Do some Git pipelines? Maybe. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. So I have like a video recorded already for a C++ video, and then I'm recording the Git pipeline videos this week. But this is, it takes like a week or 2 for me to release a video because I have to send it to my editor. He edits things and then sends it back to me. So yeah, you'll probably only see this when I'm away in Brazil. I really want to see. You will, dude. Don't worry. I'll teach you everything that there is to know. I'll give you code examples as well. I'm gonna make a GitHub directory or a GitHub repository full of like pipeline examples, so you can just copy and paste into your project for like C++, Rust, and Golang. And I'm really hoping that people watch it, because if they don't, I might not complete it. Teach me, sensei. I will do my boy. Right. This library is so huge. 600 targets. It's ridiculous. Actually, ridiculous. What is a good website for news, for tech news? Is it TLDR? It's good, right? TLDR tech news or something. What's that lib? It's called the Fuzzer. So we are doing fuzzing today. So first testing is, you have unit test, right? So unit test is where you can test unit of your program, not necessarily every function. You can test like a part of your program with well-defined inputs, right? So you are inputting what you'd think the user would input, and then you expect that the program would return something that you expect that the program returns. With fuzz testing, it's a little bit different. Fuzz testing inputs random data at extreme, like high rates, right? So you will be basically putting random bytes into your program quite a lot, like thousands of times a second. And it tests for when your program crashes, if you have any memory leaks, and any exceptions being hit or anything like that, or assertions. So this is what fuzz testing does, and it's a really powerful testing tool if you want to make sure that your library is resilient enough. So okay, so now we build, right? So now we build. We just removed one thing in there. I don't know if that will cause anything. We shall see. But after all of that, after that patch, we should be able to actually, hopefully, run their examples, right? So let's get started with the CMake one again. And posture. I always struggle with posture. Always. So this is what they have here. So let's try this. Let's just try this test and see if it compiles first. We have this. Nope, we have this. Gtest, fuzz test, expect equal. I'm gonna move this down. Array, you go there, and you go there as well. Let's see if it builds, shall we? Oh, I suspect that it might not, but I don't know. It did. It did actually build. Surprisingly, it built. So if we do this now, we should be able to find some tests in here. There you go. Well, what the hell is all... what is going on here? So we have my test suite. Compliance 24. What? It just added so many tests. You included the G test twice. That's a good point. Did I? Did I? I can only see it once here. So we added a bunch of them. So my test suite is here, UTF, decode, compliance. I don't know what these tests are, but what happens if I run them? UTF-8 decode test. My test suite. So where are we getting these tests from though? UTF-8 decode test. Did I create them? UTF-8 decode test. No, I didn't. Yeah. I have no idea what these tests are coming from. Compliance is an actual issue. I mean, any good library has an if that. It's not an issue, yeah, if you have the check, but it's not amazing. Oh yeah, I see it here. I see it here. There. Thank you for letting me know. Line 18. I completely missed that out. Yeah, I have no idea where these tests are being acquired from. So integer addition commutes. Let's try that one. I don't really know what this test is doing, but it passed in the end. Which is interesting. So I don't know how this even works. We expect 1 plus 2. And this is a function that takes two integers. Integer addition commutes. And FUZZ tests that. So I guess what this will do here is it will take this function and it will pass random integers to it. So this is just testing that a plus b is equals to b plus a, which is, yeah. If you've done ring theory, if you've done group theory, you know that is a group. And it should be commute. It should commute. This file contains two tests in the test suite named myTest. The first one is a unit test named 1 plus whatever, asserting that integer addition commutes for two specific values. The second test, FUZZ test. The second test is a FUZZ test that captures the commutativity property of integer addition more generally. The test consists of a property function with a suggestive name, integer addition commutes, and the test registration using the macro FUZZ test. The property function asserts that the commutative property for two generic integer parameters. To build and run the tests, add to the file to the CMake the following content, which is what we did. This defines a C++ test binary and links it with the FUZZ test and Google test libraries, as well as the version of the default Google test main. Okay, we know that. We already knew that anyway. Unit test mode. There are several ways to run tests. In the unit test mode and the fuzz and in the fuzzy mode, see above. The unit test mode runs both tests for a short time without sanitizer and coverage instrumentation. So this would just run it for like a few seconds, I guess, right? The fuzzy mode runs a single specified FUZZ test with sanitizer and coverage instrumentation. It keeps running the test with different input values until it finds a crash or it is explicitly terminated by the user. Before add executable, add the specified flags. FUZZ test setup, fuzzing test. Then run this. First FUZZ test, fuzz, okay. So this is what would be interesting to us, really. So we want to make sure that we can import strings here, and our library will not crash. That's what we want to do. In other words, we want to turn something like this into, yeah. Actual encode expected is nothing. So what we want to do is we want to create that function from the looks of it, void encode first test, I guess. Encode dummy. So encode preemptive. Preemptive. How'd you spell preemptive? Is that how you spell preemptive? I don't know. Preemptive, yeah. I am correct. Encode preemptive test, right? What we take here is just a simple... Yeah, so this would be the interesting thing. I want to create random bytes to encode. So how do I say that I want a vector of std uint t const input here? Will this work? Will this work? Let's see. I don't know, decides wise is that actual. So what we want to do here is do the string, or in fact, what we want to do is expect equal, or in fact, we want to assert, right? Assert something. I don't know what I'm going to say yet, but it will be definitely base64 pp encode of my input. That's what it's going to do. And I think this could be a begin to import. Yeah, I don't actually know what signature my encode function has, so I need to take a look at that, to be honest with you guys. As I said, this has been a project that I haven't really touched in maybe a year or so. And of course, it uses... Wait, what is it? Include base64 here. Why is this red? Why is the documentation red? So we have... Oh, yeah. We have a spam here. Now, is a vector turned into a spam? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter because we can just use the nicely given to us initialize strings. So begin of input and end of input. So this has to be equal to something, right? So what is it actually giving us back from the API? So this function actually gives us back a string, which is fine. So we expect this string not to be empty if the input is not empty. We expect the string to be full. I mean, to have something if the input has something, or empty if it's empty. That's how base64 encoding works, right? And you guys, if you are interested in looking at how base64 encoding works, feel free to take a look at this library. I wrote it myself. The link is on the description, but I'm not going to go deep into that. I'm just looking for some sort of assertion here to make sure that we will not crash. So I guess it would be something like, if input.size is more than 0, we expect this. Else, well, I guess we expect this to be greater, right? Expect greater than 0. This greater than that. And then we want to assert equal base64 pp. Again, the same thing here, but I'm just gonna assert that it's 0 in this case, if it's empty. And that is it, right? So in theory, I should be able to do something like, what was it? This Preemptive. I misspelled preemptive. I don't know what to call this test, but it'll be that. Oh, and we're going to remove those. Add a new line here. Bam, bam, boom. Build. And then we are going to see if this works, right? Because what we're going to do now is we're going to run it in fuzz test. So we're going to let the fuzz library, whoo, if it does work. Wait, why does it not work? Integer addition commutes. Okay, so this is the function, and that is a name. Wait, what? This is the function. Okay, so this is base 64 pp fuzz test, and this is the encode preemptive. Yeah, we're gonna let the library itself just keep like running on random input. I do wonder if this is gonna work though. I am quite interested to see if this is actually gonna work, because this is no longer just an integer. This is a vector. So how does it fill up the values? So yeah, I mean, we'll try that out. So going back to fuzz test, we have to add these things, I guess. Fuzz test set up fuzzing flags before we add the this up the thing. That should have been done here. I guess this is probably adding a bunch of compilation flags, to be honest. Why did it not work now? Patch does not apply. Oh, this is so annoying, right? The problem here is that I have a patch command. And if you've already applied the patch is no longer valid. So it's going to try and apply the patch all the time, which is annoying. Really, really annoying. I think there is a flag you can send to git apply that will ignore it. But yeah. In fact, this is not even a get fetch content, it's just a git apply. There is a flag, right? Reject, white space fixed, worked for me. Okay, so let's try that again. So let's add those in here and see if we'll like it this time. No, reject doesn't work. So git apply. Oh yeah. It's because I didn't have the apply there. While searching for this, yeah, no idea. So that doesn't work. Git apply, ignore patch, does not apply. This is the same log. This is the same link as we've we've just seen, right? I guess. Apply patch error. So basically, I want to make sure that if it tries to reapply the patch, it will just ignore if it's already applied. Let me know. Does anyone know what that option is in git apply? Do you guys know that? If you do, post it on the chat. Post it on the chat indeed. So let's see if there is a nice flag that we can do. Allow binary replacement, reject. What does reject do? For atomicity, git apply by default fails the whole patch and does not touch the working tree when some of the hunks do not apply. This option makes it apply by the parts of the patch that are applicable and leave the rejected hunks corresponding to rejected files. Yeah, so why does that not work? Because in theory, this should work. Oh, I see, so it does still return an error, I guess. So yeah, it's. I think this just means that it goes through all the patches that you have. So if you have multiple of them or multiple hunks in a patch, it will apply the ones that you can and reject the ones that you can't. But I don't want it to fail by default. That's the thing. So it still fails in the end, which is interesting. Append true at the end of the patch command. Ooh. You may have a point here, actually. I didn't think about that. I didn't think that you can just return true all the time. And it worked. So you're a genius, man. I was looking for a flag and you're just thinking batch. I mean, again, this is fine. This is fine if you have Windows, but I mean Linux. I need to find a way that's kind of still portable between Windows and Linux, because this library does build on both of them. And this obviously doesn't work on Windows or under PowerShell. I googled the answer. No, that was a good... This is good, though. This is very good indeed. You know, this is why I was looking for the Git one, because if there is a flag on Git itself that will ignore or just like not return, you know, -1 by default if it fails, then that should be available on Windows as well, you see, because Git works the same in both platforms, or it should do anyway. Let's build it and see what happens. So hopefully we're not going to build the FUZZ library again, because that would be a massive waste of time. And we didn't, which is good. And what we're going to do now is try and run that cheeky little FUZZ thing, right? So first of all, we have to go into the build, or in fact, yeah, the build directory here. And I think we're in tests. And we have the base64 FUZZ test, right? So this is what we want to do. We want to put that in there and then pass in a flag to it. I'm hoping that you guys can see this. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. So we are at the bottom here, by the way. And what I had to do is this. So we pass in the test suite and the name. So we pass in fuzz and equals a test suite, which is encoding or base64 pp base64 pp encode fuzz tests. Is that right? I don't even know. Fuzz test. Dot encode preemptive. It failed to set up, but that didn't work. Fuzz testing seed. To fuzz, please do config fuzz test. Expected equality of these values 0 in this, which is wait, what? Run in test mode 0, which is fail. Oh no, yeah, that patch probably came back to bite us, guys. So I can see that it's already failing in here somewhere. So the patch that we removed was here, right? So this probably, yeah, this probably is biting us in the back now, which is not ideal. So the patch that we did to compile the library is actually, well, it's probably meant to be there, to be honest. I mean, I just did it hoping that it wouldn't matter, but obviously that code does matter. What do we do now? What do we do? So the problem is that this suppress thing is a private member of test event listeners. Declared private here. Yeah, so it is a private. I guess what we could do is no, we can't do that. We possibly cannot do this, right? Let's see. I'm thinking of adding that class as a friend class, because that's probably what's going on here. So whatever this class is, which is gtest test adapter, should be a friend class. This is what I'm thinking. I don't suppose this is going to work, though. If I just change the header here, it's definitely not going to work. Because it needs to know the class in here as well. And obviously that's not going to work. But this is also making me think, is this Google test dependency too old? Like, what are they using here? Maybe it's just that I have to include a better Google test dependency. Maybe. G-test in here? No. Should we try that anyway? Should we see what happens if we just upgrade the dependency on the Goland file? .py. So we have 113. What is the latest dependency on Google test? On Goland Center, there is. I bet you it's going to be a little bit ahead of this. Mocha G-test 115. So do we have that in 115? First of all, where was it? It was here, right? Why is it not going anymore? It wasn't this one. Which file was it again? I'm trying to see the file. There you go. So it was here and the friend classes. So this is in gtest.h and include gtest.h. Quite literally on the main include. What I want to see now is if we have that. Oh, no. This is not what I meant, guys. If in a new version, oh, why am I using Bing? If in a new version of Google Test we have that fixed, because if it does, then we can kind of yeah, we can just make sure that we upgrade the library. So Google Test is here, gtest.h should be here. And this doesn't really have any friends that I can see, but is the suppress thing in here? Oh, suppress. What was it called again? Yes, that is in public. So yeah, that will fix it for us, actually. So you see this is now in the public, which means that we can quite easily just upgrade the dependency and, not worry about that. Which means that we don't have to patch it anymore. I don't know why I didn't think of that at the start of the video. So, if you're watching this in the future and you're wondering why we just spend like an hour trying to include this library and patch it, yeah, we do stupid things sometimes, don't we? We do stupid things sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it's just as easy as doing this now. Hopefully, 115. We do need to get rid of the CMake lists where we had the patch command in here. We no longer need that, actually. Which means we also need to remove the dependencies here, delete permanently. And we need to re-download Conan. We're going to reinstall Conan dependencies. This is just going to download the latest Google test version. It's going to build it from source as well, which is fine, I guess. We went on a roller coaster here, guys, and I'm sorry for that. We downloaded the library, didn't build. We tried to add some build flags, it didn't build. We patched it to build, it built, and then we used it in the test, and then we messed it up because we applied a very bad patch that was actually doing something. And then we realized that actually the solution was much simpler, and it was just upgrading the version of gtest. So yeah, how good was that? Okay, in the meantime, I'm gonna reconfigure this, and it should be good now, right? We should be good. It does mean that we're gonna have to build the entirety of FUZZ test again, which isn't ideal, but you know, it's only 600 targets, right? And it goes very quickly. Time goes quickly. But I can talk to you guys again. I can look at the chat, and I can say hi. Is there anyone still watching this? There's only 5 people watching this. Please say hi on the chat so I know it's working. It's been on that for ages now. There you go. Thank you. I got the heart. Okay, so now build this fucker. Yeah, I mean, as I said, we have time to talk again. Hi, I'm coding right now. Nice, dude. Yeah. What are you coding, my man? I guess your project, right? Of course. Sorry, I shouldn't have asked. I know the answer to it. I know the answer. Using your voice as ASMR content. Thank you, man. I can talk near the microphone as well if you prefer. Does that sound better, dude? I can like pick up the microphone and then just, yeah, talk very closely. See, right now we're just building with CMake. That 250 target. Oh, 617. That's hot, isn't it? I might actually start a career as an ASMR streamer. I don't know what my voice sounds like, by the way. I am just looking at... Yeah, I'm just looking at OBS here, and it seems that like it's too loud, but that's good. You guys need to hear my voice. Damn it. No. It was just a warning. No worries. I thought it was an error. Sorry for that. And that's how you lose 2 viewers here. By start doing ASMR stuff. There you go. I'm working on passing the vertex matrices directly into the intersection functions. Yeah, that sounds promising. It sounds like you're concatenating a lot of vectors into a matrix. Are we nearly there? Yes, we are. Good voice you have there. Thank you. Maybe that's genuinely my calling. Maybe my call is genuinely to just hold the microphone, talk really slowly and calmly about the code that we're writing. There you go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just run that same test again and hope to God that it works. I'm typing with one hand here because I'm using the other one to hold the microphone, but it's worth it. Trust me. Fuck. Sorry. Shouldn't swear on an ASMR stream. What I do want to do though is run that. Oh, it failed again. No. Expected equality of these things. Assert 0 to do. Consider using tolerate failure with fuzz when fuzz testing. When fuzz test can tolerate crashes in fuzzing mode. Is it just crashing? Elapsed time. Total run 0, 0. So it just fails without running the test, which is amazing. I had to rewrite the headers. Now all my unit tests are broken. Yeah, dude, welcome to the group. Welcome to the life of a C++ library manager or a library writer. You change one thing in your library and all the unit tests will break. So I don't know why this doesn't work. So there was a problem running this on line 24. FUZZ, please run with this. So FUZZ brings seed. That doesn't work either. Config fast test. Yeah, so maybe we're not going to be able to do this today. This is not ideal. God damn it! Where is the example? There. Again, going back to their example with overview of CMake. Oh, sorry. Quick start with CMake. We are up to this bit. We've added all the flags. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why it works. And that does not. I don't know why it doesn't work. Libfuzzer ignores that flags. Ignore flags that start with this. Huh? Libfuzzer mode on. Am I missing that? Am I missing that? Is that a build flag that I forgot to add? Where are you seeing this, dude? Anton, where are you seeing this? Oh, okay. Build of coverage and instrumentation. Yeah, dude. So I think you are right. The library can work in several modes. At the bottom of the page. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes complete sense. Unfortunately, that does mean we're going to have to build this whole thing again. Because, yeah, gosh. Gosh. We can reload window. Anton is the go. Yeah, Anton is the go. Anton is doing that thing that really good developers and just really good people in general do, which is actually reading the page, reading the article. He's practicing reading the article, which is good. And I appreciate that, my man, because some of us, like myself, clearly can't do that. So yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to delete all of that again. Reconfigure and then rebuild, which is really annoying, I guess. But yeah. It is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Are you calling me a bad dev? Yeah, I am. If you can't read the article, then, you deserve to be ignorant. Like myself. No, but for real, the only time I don't read things properly is when I'm on the stream because I'm trying to do things fast. And it ends up just costing me time anyway. So I need to stop that habit. Okay, build it. Oh gosh. At least this library doesn't take like an hour to build, because if this was Qt, it would legit take half an hour to build every time. And we just tying the knots here, really. We're just tying the knots. Yo, hello Slim, how's it going, dude? Dude, I swear you join at the same time every stream, which is like 9:40 on the dot. Is this when you like finish dinner, when you're free in bed, just watching YouTube or whatever? Because that time for me is like 10:40. 10:40 is when I go to bed and then try to wind out. Just watch a few YouTubes, get some ideas for shorts. Watch a little bit of this, a little bit of that, if you know what I mean, and then go to bed. By a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, I mean coding content, by the way. Don't take it out of context. Do not take it out of context. Yeah, we can continue our ASMR stream here. As you can see, we're on 400 targets out of 600, and it takes a couple of minutes every time. Dude, I just can't wait to go on holiday, honestly. You know, when you guys work like for like an entire year, sometimes maybe even 6 months without taking a single day of holiday. That's me right now. Last time I took a holiday was in, I think it was January. Yeah, I think it was January. So you can understand that I'm feeling very tired. Feeling very tired. Very kind of eager to just eat some good food in the hot weather, sit on a beach and enjoy, really. That will be me in a few weeks. Wait, how do I do this? There you go. You can see my face a little bit better here. Oh shit, this is too much, isn't it, guys? Maybe when I record the next short, I'll do this setup here. Like, bring my face up. It'll probably be better quality as well for the shorts. So at the moment, I have to like split the screen. Like, I only put myself on half of the screen, which is not ideal. And the quality is terrible. Very, very terrible. Anyway, back to where you belong. Between February and July, I literally died in school. Yeah, dude, I mean, there is one thing, GTX. Like, once you finish university, man, and you don't have anything else to do, enjoy that time. Enjoy it. And if you do get an offer for a job straight away, make sure you give yourself like a good couple of weeks, at the very least, I would say. Even a month. Okay, give yourself a month. Tell your work that you can only start in a month's time after you finish university. And I'll tell you what, right? Because you should, you know, have a month to yourself after finishing university, because you will never get that time again, ever in your life. Trust me, unless you're unemployed. I was unemployed for a month last year. And yeah, I mean, it was good, but it was bad in the sense that I had to look for a job. But trust me, having a month to yourself after university, where you're not really doing anything, is the best gift you can give to yourself. Trust me. I was fully bummed out and burned out, right? Yeah, I read something else. I fully burned out and I didn't even finish my thesis. Yeah, that happens. That happens, my mom. Right, let's try this again. So in theory, we should have... There you go. Ooh, oh my god, Anton, you are the best, man. Can we get a heart emoji for Anton again? Because I think he saved me on the stream twice. And I'm going to give him myself one as well. Heart emoji, you know, all of them. All of them. Just shove them in there. There you go. But yeah, we are post-testing. We managed to implement post-testing, which is cool. Edges covered 146. Corpus size is 25. Fuzzing time, a second, 30 seconds. Max stack usage. I don't really know how to read this, but I wanna just stop. I had to take a rest for the whole of July. I was reading some articles about collision though. Yeah, I mean, taking yourself, this is, you know, this is coming from someone who has been working for a good part of like 7 years now after university, and before that, even 3 years. Taking time to yourself is good. Don't forget that. That's it. Goodbye. That's the short. Yeah, in fact, I don't think I have a short about burnout. Yeah, do I? No, I don't. Yeah. Post testing is nice. It is nice, yeah. I'm still seeing how this is even working, so my library isn't failing, which is good. I loved it when you said fuzzing time and fuzzed over everyone. Yeah. That sounds weirdly sexual, to be honest. Yeah. Like, what am I getting here? So if I Control C all of this, what do I get? Oh no. Do I get any like files in here that will tell me what actually happened? Ctest, posttest.cmake, base64, pp, posttest 1 include. What is that? What is that? What is that? Include.cmake. Oh no, never mind. This is something else. Okay, so I guess because it didn't exit with a minus or anything like that. Sorry, with a non-zero error code. It did actually work? Right, is that correct? Oi, oi. Yeah, so let's see what options we can actually have now. So if we just call this base64 pp first tests help, what do we have? What is that? Like this is coming from like gcarb or something, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Dude. I need to delete this files, the gcda.gcda, and then the gcnos. That should make sure that the thing doesn't have. There you go. So what can we have here on the first test executable? It seems to me that this is literally just a Google test executable. Yeah, because the Google test main linked one. Now, if we run this, if I stop it, okay, so it just gives me a little like overview at the end, which is nice. Edges covered, total edges, corpus size. Thing is, what if I add like what my encoding was in the end? So if it's more than 0, assert that this is true, and then oh no, yeah, this greater than, and then result size is greater than 0. But what if I also do a ciao? So std ciao. Is encode always giving me a string? It doesn't matter what it is, right? So alter. Yo, I don't like how this is like undoing my headers. Is it the format? Oh no, the format is undoing. I need to change the Clang format because this is doing my heading. So it's automatically formatting my headers to a weird thing. So Clang format headers. You're using Google FUZZ test, right? Yeah, I am. So I had like a massively stressing time with it for over like an hour and a half trying to get it integrated, only to realize that it requires gtest 1.15 and I had 1.13. That was fun, but we managed to get it working in the end. Right, so headers include categories, no. Include is main source regex, which appears to be used. What Clang format version do I have? Oh, forgot to see here. 17. Clang 20. Include blocks, depend on the value. So include blocks, maybe preserve. So this is Clang format 6. We can do this. So we can preserve. Include blocks is what we're looking for. For some reason that's not what is set. Clang format. There you go. Include blocks is preserve. We don't want to regroup. Fuck that. Because, right, what we want to do is I want to have like a different group for every type of header. I want to have all the system headers in here. I can sort them nicely. I want to have all the third-party dependencies in here and all of this project's headers in here. Now if I do format, there you go. It doesn't reorder them anymore. But does it reorder them in terms of alphabetical order? Yeah, it does. There you go. So within the block, it will still format things to me in alphabetical order, like this. If I do format, that's much better, isn't it? So yeah, I was doing this. I just wanted to see what happens if I build this and then run the first test. I want to see what kind of inputs we're actually getting. I want to see what kind of inputs we're getting. Okay, so once again, I'm going to go into my terminal, do all those find commands. GCDA, and then run my base64 pp first test. There you go. Ooh, so we can actually see like that is actually encoding a bunch of stuff. So I trust it. This is all the random input that we're getting. There you go. I copied one real quick here. Let's see if we can open a new file. So this is one of the things that it added, apparently, which is pretty good, right? So this is the encoding version of whatever it added. So it'll be whatever byte blob corresponds to this base64 encoded. So yeah, Slim, you just joined. We're basically just doing a post testing of this library that I wrote that just does base64 encoding and decoding in C++ ages ago. But yeah, now the thing is, does it save it into a file? I would be interested in knowing that. So I want to see if it saves some sort of like summary into a file, so I can see roughly how much shit it actually tested. Okay, so we don't want that. Oh, I don't want my face either. Yeah, where is the documentation? Tutorial Explorer documentation. There you go. Domains references, code of convert first test macro, quick start overview. It will probably be, what is first test macro? The first test macro, first tests are instantiated with first test macro. Here's an example. Yeah, we've got this. What are the domains? This is what I don't understand. I don't understand what a domain is. So it just says that, I guess, the range of this first thing will be between 0. So you can give like ranges to things and constraints, right? That's what domain seems to be. And with seeds 5 foo 10 bar. I don't know what that means. So the three parts of the instantiation, the property function called calling my API never crashes. Yeah. The input domains for the property function parameters specified using with domains. The input domain properties, that is good. The initial seed values for the parameters specified with seeds. The initial seed values. Okay, so you can give it initial values and they act as seeds. Cool. The property function is a mandatory part of the instantiation. The input, okay. Warning, the first test macro expands into a global variable definition. Thus, you should be careful when initializing the input domains or seeds with other global objects. Never initialize the input domains or seeds with global objects that are initialized in other compilation units. Oh, okay. Yeah, good. I just want to get some documentation on the actual post testing mode, if we can. Can we? Can we please contribute in domain reference? Maybe it's going to be in the overview. No. Use cases. Find correctness bugs using explicit assertions. No. Not what I wanted. Yeah, I mean, this is the best. Well, this is the best we're going to get so far. I would expect that there is some sort of like other option in here that will essentially just kind of like once you control C out of it, it will post all of the stats somewhere, right? That's what I wanted to do. But you know, it looks good. What do I think about it? I think it's fairly easy for you guys to, you know, anyone watching this that does C++ on a daily basis, and has a customer facing library, maybe something to do with networking, maybe something that accepts random user input, I think you guys should probably be looking into fuzz testing, just because, you know, as you can see, it tests a bunch of stuff. It tests so much stuff that you wouldn't normally test on your unit tests, and it's all random, right? You can passing seeds to it, you can make it kind of deterministic by passing the seeds to it, really. And it just helps you. It just helps you to see what the hell is going on. You know, find a particular edge case that will make your library crash, for example, which is a security risk, of course, as you all know. I like it. I like it. I think I'm gonna actually add this as part of a pipeline for this project here. This project actually needs some love. I think you know, when I wrote this library initially, I did all the pipeline on Azure pipelines, and then it kind of got, you know, GitHub Actions got really popular, and I've never switched. So that's one of the things I could do in the future, which maybe, you know, it's going to go well with the videos that I'll be making for you guys in a few weeks' time about CI/CD. So no spoilers. But yeah, I am actually going to call the stream here, guys. So thank you all very much for watching. Thank you all very much for, you know, showing the love and liking the video. Of course, most of you liked it, right? So I've seen 11 likes for like 30 minutes now, and we definitely had new people joining the stream. If you haven't liked it, yeah, please like it. But anyway, with that in mind, guys, I am going to call it here. Thank you all very much for joining. I hope you all have a good evening, and I'll see you guys next time. Maybe that will be Friday. I don't know. But yeah, goodbye and see ya.